So very important, Arvind Ojha, our crime bureau chief, is the first journalist to meet a man who has been specifically named by Pakistan's foreign secretary as being responsible for the mysterious deaths of terrorists. Now, we cannot reveal his location because obviously Pakistan revealing someone's name in this way endangers that person's life. Ashok Kumar Anand is on camera. You just saw that interview. We have pictures of him with Arvind Ojha at an undisclosed location, speaking very clearly and defending himself, saying that he's only a businessman and now he is in danger. Arvind is with me with this world exclusive. Arvind, अशोक कुमार आनंद का नाम एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में लिया जाता है. फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी जो है पाकिस्तान के वो लिटरली उनका नाम लेते हैं उस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में जनवरी इस साल. उसके बाद क्या होता है? ये आदमी जो आपने उनसे इंटरव्यू किया है, ये है कौन? ये बोलते हैं कि वो ये इनका कोई भी लिंक नहीं है रॉ से, इनका कोई पाकिस्तान से कोई मतलब ही नहीं है, तो इनका नाम क्यों आ गया है सामने?
देखिए, ये एक दुबई के बिजनेसमैन है और साल 2016 में पठानकोट एयरबेस पर जो अटैक हुआ था, एक बड़ा आतंकी हमला था, उसका जो मास्टरमाइंड था पाकिस्तान में मौजूद था शाहिद लतीफ, मौलाना मसूद अजहर का बेहद करीबी था, जैश का टेररिस्ट था. उसका मर्डर हो जाता पाकिस्तान में. उसके बाद पीओके में एक और एलईटी का जो टेररिस्ट था, जो लगातार कश्मीर में टारगेट किलिंग करा रहा था, उसका मर्डर हो गया. अब दोनों मर्डर के बाद जाहिर सी बात है सीरीज ऑफ मर्डर हो रहे हैं पाकिस्तान में, खासतौर से वो टेररिस्ट जो इंडिया से मोस्ट वांटेड है. तो ऐसे में जो पाक आर्मी एस्टेब्लिशमेंट है या आईएसआई, उनकी काफी वहां पर किरकिरी हो रही है, क्योंकि वो टेररिस्ट है जिनको कहीं ना कहीं पाल पोस कर वो इंडिया पे अटैक करवाते थे. अब वही टेररिस्ट सेफ हेवन में मारे जा रहे हैं, तो उनके पास अपने आवाम को बताने के लिए कुछ है नहीं. तो एक इन्वेस्टिगेशन की गई, अशोक कुमार आनंद का नाम लिया गया प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में, इनका पासपोर्ट रिलीज कर दिया गया. और दरअसल हुआ ये कि अशोक कुमार आनंद के यहाँ एक पाकिस्तानी काम कर रहा था. अशोक आनंद ने ये बताया भी इंडिया टुडे को, शायद मेरी ये गलती है कि मैंने किसी पाकिस्तानी को अपने यहाँ नौकरी दी, उसको पैसे दिए, ये शायद मेरा दुबई में, और शायद यही मेरा जुर्म है, और इस वजह से इनका पासपोर्ट रिलीज कर दिया गया. ये काफी ज्यादा डरे हुए. हमने इनसे पूछा तो इन्होंने बताया कि मैं तो अपने ऑफिस में था, तब मुझे इंडिया से, दुबई से लोकल लोगों ने फोन किया कि आपका टीवी में नाम चल रहा है, सोशल मीडिया में आपका पासपोर्ट रिलीज कर दिया गया है. उसके बाद ये काफी डरे. इनका कहना है कि मुझे अननोन गनमैन बताया जा रहा है, इतने बड़े काम में मेरा कोई लेना देना नहीं है. शू, ये बात सच है कि पाकिस्तान में जो टेररिस्ट है वो बहुत ज्यादा डरे हुए हैं. बड़े बड़े जो टेररिस्ट है, जो सेफ हेवन में थे, जो लगातार इंडिया पे अटैक कर रहे थे, वो मारे जा रहे थे. लेकिन अब चूंकि पाकिस्तान आर्मी एस्टेब्लिशमेंट के पास रोने धोने के अलावा और इंडिया पर अक्यूज करने के अलावा कोई विकल्प है नहीं, ऑप्शन है नहीं. लेकिन एक बिजनेसमैन का नाम इसमें घसीटना, उसका पासपोर्ट रिलीज कर देना, उससे काफी थ्रेट हो गया अशोक आनंद को, और इंडिया टुडे पर वही सब कुछ उन्होंने बताया.
और ये अशोक कुमार आनंद जो दुबई में रहता है और कारोबार वहां पे करता है, अरविंद, ये कुछ खुफिया काम में क्या इन्वॉल्व है, या ये एक मामूली सा बिजनेसमैन है दुबई में?
नहीं, ये एक बिजनेसमैन है अशोक कुमार आनंद. दुबई में जो मेरी बातचीत हुई, तकरीबन 24 सालों से वहां पर बिजनेसमैन है. और चूंकि वहां दुबई में आप जानते हैं कि कोई भी मुल्क, पाकिस्तान, टर्की, अलग अलग मुल्कों के रहते हैं, और वहां पर एक पाकिस्तानी, उसको इन्होंने अपने यहाँ जॉब पे रखा. अब देखिए, हैरानी की बात, दिलचस्प बात यह है कि जो पाकिस्तान ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की, उसमें नाम भी उसने अक्यूज का गलत बताया. एक्चुअल नाम बिजनेसमैन ने बताया कि ये स्टाफ था, उसका इंटरनेट कैफे था, उसमें वो काम करता था, इनके ऑफिस में आता जाता था. अब जाहिर सी बात है, स्टाफ है तो सैलरी तो उसको मिलेगी. उस बेस पर हकीकत यह है कि पाकिस्तान में टेररिस्ट मारे जा रहे हैं और वहां पर उनकी काफी एम्बेरसमेंट हो रहा है उनको. अब ऐसे में उनके पास अपने जो लोग हैं, अपने मुल्क के लोग हैं, उनको जवाब देने के लिए सिर्फ भारत का नाम है, भारत के नाम पर उनकी रोजी रोटी, दाल रोटी चल जाती है. इस वजह से वो अक्यूज करते हैं, और इसी वजह से अशोक कुमार आनंद का नाम उन्होंने सामने रख दिया, ऐसा अशोक कुमार आनंद का दावा है.
वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. यू नो, द इंटरव्यू दैट अरविंद ओझा हैज डन विद अशोक कुमार आनंद, द मैन लिटरली नेम्ड एज बीइंग बिहाइंड द अननोन गनमैन, एज इट वर, you know, behind the killings of terrorists inside Pakistan, is on camera. It's not something one would have expected to see in a story, in a saga that doesn't usually involve people coming on camera. It's a very, very murky world. There's a lot of claim versus counterclaim. But here is a person who's been named by Pakistan officially in a press conference, actually appearing on camera in this world exclusive with Arvind. I want to get an expert view also on this. Arvind continues to be with me. Sushant Sareen is Senior Fellow with the Observer Research Foundation. We have Dr. Tara Karta, who's a foreign affairs expert, former director of the National Security Council Secretariat as well. Welcome to the both of you. Mr. Sareen, to you first. This is, the unknown gunman has become an internet meme. It's become something that people find a great deal of hilarity over because there's so much unknown in it. There's so much gray. One can never put your finger on anything specific. Pakistan has continued to finger point endlessly. But here comes this guy, Ashok Kumar Anand, who's been named by Mohammad Qazi, the foreign secretary, 4 months ago. And here he is on camera saying, I'm an ordinary businessman in Dubai. What do you think?
Well, frankly, Shiv, he looks very unlikely to be James Bond of India, to be very honest with you. No disrespect meant to Mr. Anand, but he's certainly not the kind of a guy you would expect who's doing some cloak and dagger stuff, notwithstanding his dark glasses. But frankly speaking, I find it quite hilarious. In fact, it's tragic what is happening to a man like him, an ordinary businessman. And I think he made a mistake by hiring a Pakistani. That's the worst thing you can do. Now, I'm not saying that Pakistani was some kind of a dubious character, but what I'm saying is that the moment you hire a Pakistani, you actually open yourself to a whole lot of, this kind of nonsense which happens in between India and Pakistan. So the best thing to do is to stay away from them, first and foremost. But other than that, I think Arvind has a point that, when you are desperate, you're trying to get hold of somebody or the other. And we've seen that, for example, it happens, cops do it all the time, that if you have to produce results, you will produce anything, and then let that guy suffer, go through courts. But in this case, it's not just about suffering of going through courts and other stuff. In this case, you are actually painting a target of an innocent man's life, on his back. And so if this guy is in hiding, it's tragic what is happening to him. But, frankly, don't hire a Pakistani, stay away from them. And many Indians have this attitude, we speak the same goddamn language, we like the same food, etc., etc. So there are people like us. They're not people like you. They are vicious people. They are treacherous. They will ditch you at the last minute. So it's best to keep your distance from them. Deal with a whole lot of other nationalities who are there in places like Dubai and other cosmopolitan places. Why the hell do you only have to find a Pakistani to deal with? And in this particular case, see, this is not the first time they've done this, Shiv. Earlier they had named 3 or 4 Indian engineers who were working on developmental projects in Afghanistan. They painted targets on their backs. They had to be pulled out hastily because suddenly the Pakistanis announced that these 3 or 4, and these are ordinary engineers working in, some dam or something or the other, and they literally had to be pulled out because, there was a real serious apprehension that they could be killed. The Pakistanis have been doing this. Now, again, they are getting into something which they should not be doing. Now, what happens if India start painting targets on Pakistanis' backs? I think let's do a tit for tat. Any innocent Pakistani just catch of somebody. How difficult is it to get hold of somebody's passport? Just plaster it all over the place and say this Pakistani is a terrorist. Issue red corner notices against him. The guy's life is finished. Should we start doing this kind of nonsense? So the Pakistanis, just to do their own grandstanding, as Arvind is very correct, just to do their own grandstanding, just to show that they're actually doing something, that their world #1 agency has actually found out what is behind what is happening. They get into these kind of shenanigans. And I think that's terrible because it destroys lives of people, innocent people.
This is a desperation to, either show results or show that they have a handle on a situation that has been escalating since 2020. I think Arvind sitting here with me has broken every single one of those so-called mysterious deaths of India wanted terrorists in Pakistan. So it's quite incredible. And Sushant was on my show just a couple of days ago when we were dissecting that whole Guardian piece as well. But that's a separate issue. Kamar Cheema from Pakistan is also with me. Before I come to you, Kamar, Dr. Tara Karta, I'd like to get a word in from you on what you think of this. Ashok Kumar Anand, sort of named and shamed, as it were, by the Pakistani Foreign Secretary. Diversion, desperation, paranoia. What do you think?
I think it's shameful that a responsible official in Pakistan takes out an innocent man and puts him through this. How can you do this? Release his passport details and everything go public before you have done any kind of cross-checking, before you asked India whether, there is still a bilateral mechanism. It is absolutely shameless. Number two, the fact is, the killings which they are talking of Shahid Latif, etc., these are not the only killings taking place right now. Everybody is killing everybody else in Pakistan. You've got the ISK killings going on, you've got the Baloch killings going on. There's a bunch of stuff going on. And I think Pakistan is at a loss to know what to do next. You've got proper criminals being bumped up in Lahore by their police. That is also going on. And in the middle of it, they catch hold of an Indian and say he's the main RNAW hitman. I mean, what's this? I mean, I'd also since Arvind Oja is there, I was just remembering that I think he broke the story of the Shahid Latif killings and so on long before the Guardian story ever took off.
Absolutely.
So we are the ones who've been covering this. And in fact, earlier also, if I'm not mistaken, it was probably India Today, which also covered the story of infighting between the Lashkar-e-Taiba themselves.
Also,
there was
story.
A lot of
Correct.
infighting between Makki and Saeed, which led to violence, which led in turn to the bomb attack on Saeed's son. Saeed. So this has been going on. There are internecine fights going on between these groups for some time, which has been reported by India as a matter of course.
You're calling it...
and say, RTW, this poor man is
the thing is, the strange thing that we're talking, I'll bring Kamar in also, Kamar Cheema from Pakistan, welcome, is that it's not the first time that Pakistan has raised a finger at India. Anything that happens in Pakistan, India ka naam lo, India ko, doshi mano. They blame India for everything that happens in that country. So nobody should be surprised that they've done this. But the fact that they've taken a specific name of a person, put out and, doxed him, which is that word which means putting out someone's public information, private information in terms of his passport details, etc. You've endangered someone, not knowing who the guy is. And if he was a raw handler or a handler of assassins, why would he give an interview? I mean, Kamar, your country is not looking very good right now, looking a little desperate. Doxing a guy, and the guy's on camera speaking out, saying, I'm in Dubai, I'm a businessman, everyone knows where I am. He has a gold shop there.
Well, Shiv, the first thing is that it's not just the Pakistan who took the name. The Americans took the name. The Canadians took the name. So everybody is taking a name of an Indian who's involved.
I'm talking about this guy.
Let me. I'm giving a reference. I'm giving a reference to the situation that will make you understand the story very clearly. So if Pakistan
don't say US and Canada, that they have nothing to do with Ashok Kumar Anand. That's only your foreign secretary.
The point is, for making my argument more plausible, I have to give you an example.
It's not plausible because Trudeau has made an ass of himself. Trudeau has made a fool of himself on the international community. So that's a bad example.
I can understand it's very painful sometimes to get the hard facts, but the point here is very clear.
Yes, very painful.
The point here is very clear. Pakistan has come up with certain names. Pakistan has told this, shared with this certain friendly countries, that how these networks have been targeting people in Pakistan. So if you remember, 2 months ago, Pakistan's foreign secretary came up with some data and he shared that data. So the question is that rather getting panicked, I know this is an election time in India. Rajnath Singh
he has a shop. He has a shop in Dubai, Kamar. He has a shop in Dubai. If he was a handler, Why would he really reveal all his information and come on camera with Arvind?
So the question, so it's not.
You
it's
can
not
visit
this
him in
person.
Dubai today. You
I
can
have
visit
yet
him in
to-
Dubai.
I have yet to verify. You have brought him up. You have brought him off the cuff. I have yet to verify this person. But let me tell you, you can talk to Pakistan. You can clarify to the Pakistani government that this person is not involved in this kind of thing. If someone else is involved, you can hand over to Pakistan that person. And let
why
me
would
tell
tell
you-
me something? No, Kamar, why would India reach out to Pakistan and provide this information when your foreign secretary with absolutely zero responsibility has held a press conference and put out this information? Was this information shared with India before holding that press conference? I don't think so.
So this is not the point. The point is, once the information is in public, I think the Indian Pakistani government might have shared that with the Indians. But at the same time, this is not the way to come in to hire people and kill Pakistanis. I think this is the first question. Although the Indian Ministry of External Affairs says that this is not the Indian way, but who asked the Ministry of External Affairs? It is the Prime Minister Modi and the National Security Advisor who planned these things. They don't even share with the military, perhaps. They don't even share with the Foreign Office of yours. So why will they?
I'll get Sushant to answer that question to you first, and then I'll bring Arvind, because Arvind is the guy who's met a person who your foreign secretary is calling the handler of the unknown gunman. Sushant, what would you say to that, saying that this is India's desperation, it's not Pakistan's?
Look, I don't take Pakistanis seriously anyways, number one. Number two, for people who want to make a living by running YouTube channels where they suck up to India and then abuse Indians on Indian television, again, I don't
So
take
what's
them.
the problem with the YouTube?
But the thing
You
is,
are so intellectual, everybody knows that. And you are a hawk, and you are an anti-Pakistan guy who sells yourself in India for being anti-Pakistan. That is your only credential, my friend.
Nothing personal. Both sides, nothing personal.
Your only credential is you are anti-Pakistan. That's why you are
Kamar, let him finish. Then I want to bring Arvind and Dr. Tara also in.
Can I just finish my point, please?
Kamar, let Sushant finish his point. I'll give you time. We have time. Yes,
Shiv,
Sushant.
I see no reason why I need to be pro-Pakistan. What has Pakistan ever done for India? Except sponsor murder and mayhem in India. Carry out massacres in India. What has Pakistan ever done? Except fight wars in India. So I'm not one of those who likes to call them my brothers. They are not my brothers. I don't care for them. Number one. Number two, this whole business of why didn't you, you give us you hand over that you have made an allegation, I should simply accept an allegation. There are 500 people I have asked of you, and I've given you evidence of it. I've been dealing with you on a diplomatic level. You have never reciprocated. So where does this question come? Number three, and most importantly, Shiv, if the gentleman is in Dubai, right? If indeed he was involved in this kind of nefarious activity, the Pakistanis can always approach the Dubai authorities. After all, they are brotherly Muslim country. Why haven't they done that? Why haven't the Dubai authorities ever responded to them? Because they're talking nonsense. And in the case of the American accusations, they have alleged against somebody who was a man of a dubious background. Supposedly somebody who's been involved in narcotics smuggling, trafficking, whatever. So the Americans have leveled an allegation. They have not been able to get the guy extradited from wherever that fellow is. I believe he's in Czechoslovakia.
Czech
But
Republic,
please
correct.
tell us one name which Trudeau has given. Trudeau has just shot his mouth off because he wanted to suck up to the Khalistani guy. And
No,
Trudeau has
Kamar,
handed-
I hear your point. Kamar is trying to take strength from the Canadian and US allegations, which are completely separate. They cannot be conflated under any stretch of imagination. Kamar,
That's what they
Kamar,
do.
yeah.
They have nothing of their own.
No, it's looking
From the
ridiculous.
West, they need everything from the West, so they will even piggyback on the West.
Yeah. Kamar, quick word, then I'll bring Arvind and Dr. Tara in.
Well, the foreign secretary blamed and came up with the evidence in January, and you have brought this interview in April when the Guardian
What
story
evidence?
has come. So heat
What
is being
evidence?
felt in
He just
India.
named him.
So the
He just
point
named
is,
him and showed a
Indian
printout of his
government is felt
passport.
That is accept it. Accept it. India is feeling that how how the Guardian story has come, and India is feeling that story. So the foreign secretary came up with the proof in January. You are releasing interview in April, and this pseudo intellectual, my friend, who is a hawk, whose only credential to live in India is being an anti-Pakistan
The Guardian
and a hawk.
piece.
So
The
if you
Guardian
want to
piece.
listen to the hawks, to talk about hawks, you can't have a solution. So
Kamar,
do not
Kamar.
speak to hawks.
Kamar,
If you have to
Kamar.
talk about hawks, these hawks will not find a solution for India.
Kamar, the
they
Guardian
won't
piece.
accept anything. इनको अपने
Guardian-
आप से ही बड़ा मसला है, ये जिंदगी से बड़ा तंग है. He
Calm
wants
down,
to be,
calm
he
down,
wants
Kamar.
to
Why are you
replace
getting so
Dr.
hectic up?
जयशंकर. ये
You know,
डॉक्टर
see,
जयशंकर को रिप्लेस
Kamar,
करना चाहते हैं. बेचारा
Kamar,
कमरे में
Kamar,
बंद
you know,
किया हुआ आपने इनको. इन
Kamar,
बेचारे की
terrorists
जिंदगी
are
के
unsafe
साथ
in your country. You are safe here. Why are you getting hectic up? Relax. I'm just saying,
I'm relaxed. Why this interview has come
Calm
in
down.
April when
Why-
you have
Arey,
been
why
blamed
not?
in January?
Arey,
So
why
why you
not?
took 4 months?
Why did we take 4 months? Arey, we always do our work. We are not answerable to you.
This man, as you are saying, this person has come up with an interview.
So now
the
you
allegations
want
were made
to.
by in
I
January,
will let
and
Arvind
the
answer
interview
that.
comes in April
I'll let
because
Arvind.
after the Guardian story.
Listen to
So the
Arvind now.
deep
Forget
state
you.
is in
You don't want to
trouble.
believe me. You
Indian
listen
deep
to
state is
Arvind.
in trouble. Accept it.
Sir, I am a sold out journalist. You listen to Arvind. No? Arvind is a clean
I'm
guy.
not asking
I am
you
a sold out
to-
journalist.
You
You
are
listen
a
to
journalist
Arvind.
with credibility. I know
Sir,
you very well. I have
Good,
seen
good.
you
Now
on
listen to
social
Arvind.
media and I know you. It's
अरविंद
not
कमर
about
चीमा
you.
ये बोल रहा है
It's
कि
about
ये
the interview.
जनवरी में उसका नाम लिया गया था प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में, अप्रैल में क्यों इसका इंटरव्यू सामने आ रहा है? बताइए अरविंद.
नहीं, वो तो जब हमें मिलेगा तभी हम तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन. अब देखिए,
Exactly.
अब द गार्डियन की स्टोरी की ये बात कर रहे हैं कमर चीमा, आप द गार्डियन की स्टोरी देख लीजिए. ओपन सोर्स में वो सारी चीजें पड़ी हुई हैं.
Nothing new.
ओपन सोर्स कट पेस्ट करके ऐसा लगता है कि वो स्टोरी की गई. नंबर 1, हमने ये स्टोरी करी थी, इंडिया टुडे ने स्टोरी की थी. किसी का कोई कोर्ट नहीं है, किसी का कोर्ट में नाम नहीं है, पहली चीज. दूसरी चीज, सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग बात यह है कि जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की गई पाकिस्तान की तरफ से, सबसे पहले उनको ये बताना चाहिए था शाहिद लतीफ, जैश का टेररिस्ट, जिसको वो सिविलियन बता रहे थे, अपना नागरिक बता रहे थे, वो वहां क्या कर रहा था, वो पठानकोट एयरबेस अटैक पर किस तरह से जुड़ा हुआ था. दूसरा, रियाज अहमद एलियस अबू कासिम पीओके की मस्जिद में क्या कर रहा था, वो कश्मीर में किस तरह से टेरर एक्टिविटी करा रहा था. तो पाकिस्तान की जो फॉरेन मिनिस्ट्री है, सबसे पहले उनको ये चीज बतानी चाहिए कि वो दोनों वहां पर क्या कर रहे थे, किस तरह से टेरर एक्टिविटी करा रहे थे. अगर वो आतंकियों को अपने नागरिक बता रहे हैं तो ये बहुत हैरानी की बात है. जहां तक अशोक आनंद की बात है, उनकी बात हमने आपको सुनवाई कि किस तरह से वो दुबई में बिजनेस कर रहे थे, उनको तो जानकारी भी नहीं थी, टीवी देखकर लोगों ने फोन किया.
Correct.
तो वो अगर पाकिस्तान की फॉरेन मिनिस्ट्री ये कह रही है कि हाफिज सईद, मौलाना मसूद अजहर अगर इस तरह के सिविलियन है, तो बहुत हैरानी की बात है.
And since you mentioned the Guardian piece, Kamar, did you know that they used a picture in that piece of a Pakistani terrorist who was actually a Kashmiri who was arrested in Delhi in February this year? And did you know that the Guardian piece said that Gurpatwant Pannu is dead when he's very much alive? I got an email from him this morning, in fact. So, the credibility of this Pakistani dictation to the Guardian is not finding any takers. The only people sort of dancing around that piece are Pakistanis like you. And I mean that respectfully, because nobody else finds it credible.
Shiv, the Indian deep state and its mouthpieces, they're hiding behind the picture of the Guardian story. They don't deny the fact and the story. This interview has come as a...
Arey,
as
sir,
this interview is
the
all
Guardian,
about...
every
this
single
interview, let
every
me tell
single
you, let me
every
tell
single
you, the
element
Indian
in the
deep
Guardian
state
story has been
managed this
reported by
interview.
Arvind between 2021 and 2024. Everything in the Guardian is
Shiv,
already known, sir.
Shiv, let me tell you with full clarity, this interview has been managed because the damage was very clear, and the deep state knew things are being, the raw operation is closed in North America. This is a 50-year story. Now they believe that we are being labeled
Yes,
as
the
worldwide.
deep state is pushing a person on
Elections
camera.
are just around the corner. Prime Minister Modi is in trouble, so he can't make a story like 2019. So I can understand
Sir,
what
you have dodged
NSS
Arvind's question
doing.
about
So,
Shahid Latif.
I
You've
understand
dodged
India
Arvind's
to
question
this,
about Shahid Latif. I mean,
help is
this
required.
kind of paranoia over terrorists dying is, there's nothing surprising about it, but you're not answering the central question. Dr. Tara, I'd like to bring you in once again. What would you say to Kamar? Kamar is trying to put up a spirited defense of what is ultimately the theater of the absurd in Pakistan. But what would you say to him after everything that you've just heard?
Kamar, first and foremost, I'd like you to do a Google search on Arvind Ojha stories. Mark the dates on that and look at what is written. I mean, this is fair enough, right? Because these people have consistently reported on all this long before Guardian got into the act. One. And number two, you haven't answered Arvind's very specific question, which I was going to ask. What are these guys doing in Pakistan? Under your counter-terrorism law, Jaish is supposed to be a banned group. Well, the Lashkar-e-Taiba, I don't know whether they are under watch, they're banned, but you are obliged by UN laws to ban the Lashkar-e-Taiba. And yet, here are these people roaming around in mosques and elsewhere. How is that happening? And then the foreign secretary has the unbelievable, what shall I say, what to call it, the lack of skill to point out to an innocent man in public. And that poor man is sitting and saying that, I don't even know. What is this? This is not the way you conduct policy.
Kamar, any answer to that? Why are all these terrorists sitting there?
So
even the Guardian piece calls them terrorists, by the way.
This is another question about the terrorists, like the militant organizations who have been operating in Kashmir. I think all those people who have been operating, they have disarmed themselves. They are behind the bars. They have seen either there were Security Council resolutions about them. So, there is a clarity on that. But this is not a question. Madam Ambassador is very honorable. Madam, I will just disagree with her that it's not a question about the militants in Pakistan. It's about the Indian deep state's approach of using people, non-state actors, and eliminating anti-India elements, either Kashmiris or Sikhs in America, Canada, and Pakistan. So this is the question of today's conversation, which obviously no one has an answer. That the foreign secretary came up with the report in January. The RAW managed to bring this interview in April.
You're making the same point.
To RAW for being so much successful in this.
You're making the same point, but it's all rhetorical. You're not answering the question, so we'll have to leave it there because we're out of time on this world exclusive. Because for the second time on this show, you've said US, Canada, and Pakistan in one breath. 30 seconds left. Sushant usually
to give us a full report. I'm not asking Matthew Miller.
Sushant is used to having the last word. So last 30 seconds to Sushant. Last 30 seconds. Sushant.
So here is the problem with the Pakistanis, right? When they accuse the Afghans of giving sanctuary to terrorists, they carry out raids in Afghanistan, they carry out killing operations in Afghanistan, they carry out IED operations inside Afghanistan, targeted assassination, that's all right. So the same principle should apply everywhere, shouldn't it?
We do an airstrike.
If the Pakistanis do it somewhere, then the Indians should do it. The Pakistanis have done it to Balot, freedom fighters in Sweden, in Canada. They've done it to Pakistani dissidents in Britain, in Netherlands.
Okay. I'm out of time. Gentlemen, I'm out of time. I'm completely out of time. Sushant, Kamar, Dr. Tara, Arvind, thank you for your patience. I'm sorry I'm out of time, but this is a world exclusive that clearly this isn't the last you've heard of it. Arvind has already been bombarded with calls from our rival channels asking how he landed such a huge world exclusive. So, everyone wants a piece of Ashok Kumar Anand right now, while Pakistan is busy wondering कि ये April में क्यों सामने आ गया है? That's the question that Pakistan is asking. Thanks very much and congratulations once again to Arvind, my colleague, for once again staying on the unknown gunman story and bringing it to you first exclusive right here on camera. We'll update you on the story as we hear more from the security agencies.